Okay, so here we're walking down from the open hillsides down into what is beginning to become what I refer to as hillside woodland. And so over here behind me you can see actually Casuarina equisetifolia used as a hillside tree, although it's actually adapted for the seafront because it's just a very, very fast growing species. It's also useful for planting up on the bare hillside. So when these were planted, this would have been bare hillside. And being a drought tolerant and basically desert tolerant, because the situation on the beach is very similar to the desert, because the sand cannot hold water, and so that the trees, the Casuarina equisetifolia is drought tolerant. Basically, that's why it's also been historically planted on the hillside as a non-native nurse species. But I think it's working, you know, because here we've got a kind of a Litsea. At first glance, it looks like Schefflera heptaphylla, but it's not. This is actually a type of Litsea, Litsea. I know it's not on your list. There's actually one right out the side the back of Noel's building, right on the second floor. And what these trees have done is create a different ecosystem, a different sort of microclimate underneath their crowns. And once that happens, then a whole lot of different things can move in. For example, here we've got Ligustrum sinense, with its leaves arranged on an opposite arrangement. And look at the berries. Here are the berries coming out. The berries are just ripening. So the birds will come and eat those soon, and then spread the seeds around. Now this is a woodland plant. It can't grow. We haven't seen any at all on the open hillside. Not a single one. It's only when we come into the shelter of other trees that we find Ligustrum sinense. And then from now on we'll find tons of it all over the place. Right? It's all over. What have we got here? Yeah, tons. Look at this, masses of berries on the Ligustrum sinense. So once these things come in, then you've got a food source. Then you've got a food source for all kinds of birds and what have you. The other thing that these trees do, and you can see if you look down on the ground, you can see all of the dead foliage of the Casuarina coming down. Now, Casuarina foliage is not the best stuff to try and grow in because it actually has chemicals in it, allelopathic chemicals. That means chemicals that tend to put off other plants, but they don't seem to be working too well here, which is just as well. So you've got this organic matter falling down and building up an organic layer on the soil, which then provides an environment where these other shrubs and native species can germinate and grow. So it's not just the shelter that the introduced acacia and Casuarina provide, but they also start the process of building soil. And once that process starts, then we get a whole new then the whole forest ecosystem can start to re-establish.